good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. Honestly, I need to appreciate the time that you took to have this with me. I really appreciate it. I mean, from Facebook, and you agreed to do this. Just from this stranger to say I'm agreeing to do an interview with him. I really appreciate it.
No, you're doing a good thing. So anytime.
Okay. No, thank you. So, Dr. Alexandra, without waste of time, I think we'll just do a quick of the East Rand, and then we'll also just tune in again to do a quick of Potchefstroom Hospital. So, if you may introduce yourself, sorry I didn't get you to get an introduction, but where you're from, where you studied, and why Far East Rand.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Alexander from Joburg, studied at Wits.
Yes.
I didn't get in straight to medicine, so I did BSc Science, and then I did my honors in physiology, and then I got into GEMP. Studied at Wits. And then for internship, I was a bit delayed. So my first option was actually Tambo Memorial, and I didn't get it. I got Far East Rand, and I hadn't heard of it. I didn't know anyone who had gone to Far East, but it was one of the best things that I think could have happened to me, because it's a small hospital, no regs. There's a consultant for each department, and then just MOs. And we were just a few interns. I think we were 4 or 5 per rotation. And it throws you in the deep end being in a small hospital, because you don't have the bigger support that the big hospitals have. So you basically hit the ground running, and you just have to start. The MOs are brilliant. I think we often overlook the MOs because they're not specialized, but the MOs are honestly brilliant. And they've been here for years, and their experience just shows in how they teach. So they teach you really well, and then they leave you to be independent. They're always there if you need them, which makes a difference. But I think the biggest thing that I can see coming from a smaller hospital is the amount of experience and skill set that I gained. So, for example, because we were so few, you only be 2 on call at any point, the MO and you, and that was it. And if the MO was busy, you had to step up and take control. And it's scary, but once you start doing it, it gives you a sort of independence that you can make decisions based on what you're seeing in front of you. And it helps. It definitely helps coming into ComServe, having had that background of making decisions. So it's a small hospital. We often overlook small hospitals. Small hospitals are like a family. I miss that the most about Far East now. Potch is a little bit bigger, but I miss that the most about Far East. All the nurses know you. All the doctors know you. So it's a family. Everyone looks out for you. And if you ever need anything, or if you're having a bad day, there's always someone to help you, pick you up, which makes the hugest difference.
Oh, perfect. I think it's a good hospital to go there if you want to become more independent and learn more of the skills. Is it a level 2 hospital?
Yes, it is a district hospital. It's a district hospital. We're meant to be a level 3, but we don't have some of the facilities.
Oh, but you got the CT scan, you got the...
We have CT scan, X-rays, and then theaters, yeah.
And theaters. The theaters are more of what, say, general surgery, ops, and is that all?
So the theaters are for general surgery. We have urologists with a consultant. So there's a urology department, general surgery, orthos. Orthos is an excellent department at Far East. Obs and gynae, and yeah, those are the theaters that run.
Okay, maybe if we just take it through just a minute or few, we're just describing the rotations, like the major ones.
Okay.
Yeah, just
obs and gynae, I think, is the biggest one. So obs and gynae at Far East, you get a lot of cutting time. I think I cut 20 Caesars in my time. And I didn't even get the full time. So if the biggest thing with internship is, if you're going to show interest, someone is going to teach you. But if you don't, then you're not gonna have that. So obs and gynae I think was one of the worst. At the time, the department was poorly run, but still, you learn so much, and the MOs are always there to help you. There's nights that you just spend the full night in theatre cutting, but post call is 8 o'clock. So you work, the call is from 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock the next morning. You go and you discharge all the NVDs, and then that's it. You have your post call. You generally do three or what? You have to do 80 hours. So the nice thing about Far East, I have to say, is once you hit your 80 hours of overtime, and you have to do more, they give you days off for each call that you do.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes a big difference. And there's post call in most departments. Surgery and orthos are the only two departments that didn't give post call, but everywhere else you get post call from 8 o'clock. So obs and gynae, yeah, it's a rotation between gynae ward. What else? Gynae ward theatre, you get 2 weeks theatre, and you get casualty and gynae run together, and antenatal department, ANC clinic, and postnatal. Those, and you just shift between each of those every now and again. And that was it. But you get a lot of exposure to a lot of things. And once you've developed your skills to cut, you do get to do a few topics if they come in, and then eventually they allow you to do a little bit more complicated caesars, which is nice. And then after that, what did I do? So we didn't have the strict structure that you guys have now going in. So I went from obs and gynae to anesthetics. And again, the MOs teach you really well. And because it's such a small hospital and you're such a small number of interns, you get a lot of one-on-one time with the MOs. And that's where all the teaching happens. So by like the mid month of your first first month in anesthetics, you're basically capable to run a theater by yourself. That's how well they train you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anesthetics, it's just normal. You do the cases, and then your course, you get to work at 8, and then from the 1 o'clock you get a pre-call, and then from 4 o'clock you work till the next day 12 o'clock because you got the 6-hour break.
So no, you may continue.
And then general surgery. General surgery was absolutely brilliant at Far East. I loved it. It's what made me do surgery in my ComServe. Also, they see a lot, and it's run by 2 consultants, and they run it very well. And again, a lot of MOs that have got tons and tons of experience, and so they're guiding you all the time. But you also have a lot of independence, which I did like.
And you do all these appendectomies and all these choles.
Yeah, you do it. We basically did everything there.
Oh, I think it's a good. But how did your exam go? Talking about that, just diverging a bit.
The primaries, the anatomy was a bit of flames, but anatomy always shows flames.
Yes.
And then physiology was good. Thank you for asking.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and going. So it's only those two, anatomy and physiology. No surgical skills. What?
Yeah, the surgical skills falls under the physiology paper along with pathology.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, and going to peds and what's the other one? Internal medicine. How are they?
Peds at Far East is intense. It's one of the worst rotations because you're only 2. So I mean, there's so many stations to cover in peds. There's prem, there's ICU, there's neonatal ICU, there's the general ward, and then you cover casualty and theater. So it's a lot. And like I say, if the MO is stuck in ICU, you have to just step up and be. But you come up with so much skills. You're doing umbilical lines by yourself. You're putting drips in prem babies. You're managing a prem baby by yourself, basically. Obviously, after some good training, and then it's hectic because you're covering all those stations. You're doing the theater resusces. You're covering casualty. You gain so much experience. You walk out there so competent, and it's a good feeling. And the consultants there are absolutely brilliant as well.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So I think it covers almost all the departments, right? If you want to, if you have love.
Yeah, internal med I did during COVID, so it was absolutely horrible.
Oh, you did it last year.
Yeah, I didn't, like I said, Far East didn't stick to the strict first and second year rotations until they made it official.
Oh, this year. Oh.
So I did COVID in casualty and in internal med. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
No, I get you. I get you. But you'd say that it's a hospital where if you want to, further your skills and want to find out what you really want to specialize in, you can go there, right?
Definitely, definitely. Like you get to explore each discipline properly.
Oh, okay.
And if you show interest in the department, they put the time into you as well.
Oh, okay. And the ortho, what's the other one? Ortho and psych. I think that's the one you cover.
Absolutely brilliant. It's run by two consultants, and they do everything. They do all the cases. It's absolutely brilliant. It's so well structured. The MO there teaches every day. Absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best run departments, orthopedics.
I think now.
And if you do your ComServe there, you actually get a lot of cutting.
Oh, okay. So they do give ComServe in almost all of those departments.
Previously, yes. This year, because of COVID, they kept everybody in casualty, internal med, and outpatients.
Oh,
but I do know a few people that started a little bit later and they got surgery posts and ortho posts.
Oh, okay. But now, as a student who's looking for internship there, what are the real disadvantage of being there?
You're breaking up a bit.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like as like a student looking forward to do an internship there, what are the real, like maybe if you mentioned 2 or 3 disadvantage of being there? I know all the hospital got, because right now someone is feeling to say, I want to go there and I'm more also motivated of the place, but are there any real disadvantage there?
I think if you're not looking, it all depends what you're looking for in internship. If you're not looking for that independency, it's not going to be a good place for you because you get thrown in the deep end quite a bit. And like I say, it can get lonely because you're the only person on call for your department. And it does get rough just being alone all the time. But there is a good, like I said, the nurses, basically all the nurses pick up the roles and they basically mother you if you need anything. So it gets a bit lonely because it's such a small hospital and you're always on call alone. It does get a bit daunting at times. Sometimes having to managing something that's a little bit out of your league. But other than that, it's far and the DQs isn't too great. But other than that, I don't have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my time. I was grateful for my time there. I would do it all over again if I could.
Yeah, no, I think that statement alone that you would do it again, I think it's the best one. And we'll close with it. Yeah, but talking about the DQ, just to finalize everything, the DQ, how is it? Like is it a house, apartment, and you stay alone? How is the DQ?
It's like the apartment flat buildings. Yeah. And you share it. There's the first year side and the second year side, and you share it. You share with somebody.
Oh, okay, but they never had challenges with the basics like water, electricity.
No, not as far as I know. Also, Far East has the best call rooms, I think, that I've come across.
Oh, perfect. Oh, it's a good hospital. Like I've never had. Sorry, I missed that.
There's no canteen or coffee shop or place for you to sit and eat your lunch. That's like the only bad thing about it.
No, coming from Judge Mukari, it's not a new thing. It's not a something that will be worried about, because it's not like we're coming from Groteskia Hospital, if you've been there, you know that there's all this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that's what we really wanted to find out, in terms of the hospital and all that, But maybe if you can just highlight the positives again for those that are coming? I mean, you did talk about the DQ, that it's nice and it's not bad, but the positives again that you might highlight for those that are coming and what they must be aware of.
Sorry, you just asked that again. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that maybe if you just cover the advantages or the positive of why one must come there.
Yeah.
And what you'll get, yeah.
No, definitely. Everyone wants to run away from a small hospital, but it's definitely worth having a second thought and putting it down on your list. I think you guys' applications have closed, but it's definitely worth it. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, okay. And with before we close, we go to the Potchestroom one. I just like your the way you became a doctor. I think it's more for a thing that it's more motivating that you have to do BSc first and then did medicine. And there are a lot of you. I've seen a lot of guys here. They did BSc 3 years. Did honors. Others came after masters. What is the message you have for them? That you, because definitely when they're watching this, they can relate to you. Well, what is the message you have for them and those that are still doing BSc that want you to do medicine?
Ooh, I think it's worth it. If you've done BSc, you know how bad first year is. I mean, first year medicine is also really bad. But I think if you've been able to fight through that and get into medicine, it's worth it. It's you appreciate everything a little bit more. And when you're finally there, you have a certain maturity that some of the others don't have. And it goes a long way. You're able to make more decisions because of that constant studying. When it comes to research papers and doing research in the hospital, you have the upper hand. So it was a struggle getting there, but it's worth it at the end.
Oh, okay, no.
Like you'll see coming through in your work that some other interns don't have.
Oh, okay, I see. But Dr. Alexandra, this is usually how I close, but just after closing the East End, we just jump into Potchefstroom. Like as an intern, I usually, people are different, but as an intern, when you first start getting the first salary, and it's a new vibe, new things. But what are the advices in terms of the finances to us? We just we are seeing the Investec people coming now.
Yeah.
We've never been, given so much attention than now, But what are the financial, words do you have for us?
So I might be the worst person to ask for financial advice because my first few months of internship, my plan was just to enjoy it. Just like I literally blew it every single month. We worked hard to get where we are. There's debt to pay, there's all of that. So after all that was paid, it was just, time to treat yourself. And then after that, you definitely have to save. There's no point in buying a big fancy car that's going to take up half your salary. You have to have a good savings plan. I didn't want to get a financial advisor, but I ended up getting one. And literally, you have to put money away for the future.
Yeah.
So at least 10% of your salary should go to savings. As hard as it is,
it's not easy
to save.
After so many years, it's not easy.
It's not easy. Exactly. You work so hard for so long. You just want to kind of enjoy your money, but you have to think of your future self and just put away.
Oh, okay. And just the last thing.
But the first few months, honestly, my advice is just enjoy it.
What's the advice for the first few months?
The first few months, just blow your salary, just enjoy it.
Maybe 3 months, Maybe 3 months.
Maybe 3 months, yeah. Just enjoy the first, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then you can be an adult after that.
Yeah, just the pocket has increased by 3 times or 4 times of the upper limit, So definitely it will be.
Yes.
But the take in terms of now, we see guys, from what do you call this, PPS wanting to sign us about this insurance income protector, medical aid, hospital cover. Any advice on that? Because we know that once it's coming from you, it's not about marketing or business wise. It's about like a friendly colleague advice.
So just to see, medical insurance is very important. I actually need to like step up and get that, because especially in South Africa, the malpractice suits are going up. People are just looking for money anywhere they can. So you have to protect yourself. You have to get that. You definitely have to get the medical insurance. Medical aid, you guys are in the hospitals. You see what it's like. The lack of resources in the public sector. I myself just have a hospital plan with basic day-to-day savings. So like just basic over-the-counter stuff and 1 or 2 GP visits. Because as doctors, I think one of the things we hate doing is going to another doctor. We sort of self-treat ourselves. So a hospital plan, definitely. If you don't want to get medical aid, that's fine, but a hospital plan, just in case anything does happen. PPS, what do I have with PPS? I do have something with PPS. I think it's the medical insurance and income protection, especially so for you guys right now, maybe not, but for me going forward, I'm not sure that I'm guaranteed that job security next year. So at least I have PPS as a backup to say that if something happens, they're going to cover me for a little bit. If I get sick or I can't do my job, they're going to cover me for a little bit. What was fantastic with COVID was I obviously did get COVID as an intern, and I was the time that I wasn't able to go to work. So that was helpful. And then, yeah, the rest of the stuff, you guys just have to go in and see what you want. I have a retirement annuity, but that's mainly for tax purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so income protection, definitely. Medical insurance and medical aid. Those are 3 things that you absolutely do need.
Oh, okay.
Who you go with is up to you, but PPS looks after the doctors best in terms of medical insurance and income protection.
I see. Perfect. So yeah, I think in terms of that, I think we've covered it, and now we can just, because I know I gave you the parameters of our meeting, and I know that I've got an hour from you, unless maybe you've changed the mind, you know. So now we just want to go straight to Potchefstroom, that you started this year, and I believe your time being there, you might share some light, even though you didn't do internship there. I believe that you might share something about Potchefstroom. But firstly, I would like to ask why Potchefstroom, or was it the same scenario where you couldn't find a hospital, or there was maybe a
It was my second choice. Yeah, it was my second choice. I got my second choice. I wanted to stay at Far East. Surprise, surprise. But Potchefstroom has been good. It's also a small hospital. And like I said, the thing about small hospitals is the small community and family that you make. So you're never really alone, which I appreciate the most. So the interns there, they have a lot of support. And again, how much you want to do is what we're going to put into you. So I see as a ComServ, like you take a senior role as a ComServ, based ComServ and Potch. And you definitely see interns that want to learn, get to do a lot. We let our last block of interns, we let one of them cut an AKA because he was interested and he showed willingness. So what you put in is what you get out. They get a lot of support. The teaching is excellent. It's very academic. For a small hospital, it's very academic. There's grand ward rounds with the consultants and allies. It's a good place for internship.
And anything you've heard about their DQ, how it is? Have you heard anything about it?
Isn't that they don't have a DQ, but you get a housing allowance because they don't have a DQ.
Oh, you get a housing.
And there's a lot of because it's a student town. There's a lot of accommodation.
Oh, okay, I see. But overall, is it a good place? Like I don't know how it looks. You've been there, but overall.
No, it's a good place. It's a good place. I plan on staying in Potch for another year or 2. It's a good place to learn.
Okay. So is the hospital
It's a
in
good
town?
place to be. There's good support. Yeah, and it's a student town, so everything is, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's my connection or yours, because there's sort of a delay in communication. Maybe it's mine because I think I connected it to a poor Wi-Fi, but I think I just fixed it now. So yeah, you were saying you got the shops around, you got everything. You don't have to, struggle.
Everything's around because it's a student town. Everything's available. There's a lot of cheap places to go. So it's even the accommodation.
Oh, even the accommodation.
It's a
Oh,
good place to start out. That first month of January when you have no money. Like it's you need somewhere cheap,
oh,
and Potch is that place.
okay. So that's the place you rented there, where you are now. Oh, that's all.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. So, but usually, like in terms of if I want to come there, how much is the housing allowance would I get from the from the hospital, and how much is what's the average of the private accommodation around?
I think the most that I know someone pays is like 7,000, but that's like if you really want something fancy. Otherwise, like 5,000 is what you're gonna pay, and then your housing allowance is like 2,000.
2,000. So you just supplement with the 3,000.
Exactly, which isn't bad for rent at all.
Oh, okay. The other thing that I would like to find out, because I need to be neutral, I don't have to think and assume. It's about the locums, I don't have to assume that Dr. Alexandra, she's more of academic, so I must not ask about locums, so because people do ask about such things, and unfortunately it's illegal, but people still practice. So I just need to,
Yeah, no, people still definitely do practice that. I don't know. The tricky thing with internship and locums is if you get caught out, they take your license away. I think as an MO, you can do it. Once you reach MO time, you can do it. You just have to declare to the hospital that you're working somewhere else. And then it's fine. But internship and conserve, I wouldn't recommend it.
Recommend it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know, Doc, if there's anything that you'd like to add, because I think I've exhausted my questions. And if there's anyone on the floor that has questions, please, you can unmute yourself and talk or type. But Doctor, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I think
in Potch and also Far Eastern, anything is fine.
I think just in general, not related to any other hospitals, is just enjoy your time. It's the time to learn, the time to make mistakes. Nothing ever falls on you as an intern because there should be seniors around you all the time. You should never be left alone at any point. It's very important that you guys know that. No mistakes that you make can be pinned on you because a senior should be checking you. So just enjoy your time. Like, don't stress. Just enjoy it. Like, I think you often just get so worked up and you forget to just enjoy it. And you've studied hard, so just enjoy internship. There's no coming home and studying, which makes a huge difference. So you just enjoy your time.
Yeah. Okay. Now enjoy. That's the message. I think that's the message. And of course we can come back now, watch Netflix, wake up tomorrow, go to work, get done,
Exactly.
come back, sleep, Yeah. I get it. So yeah, Doc, I think we've come to the end of it. But I just want to ask, why, I think we left with 5 minutes. Why general surgery? Why do you want to specialize in general surgery?
I just love cutting. Absolutely love it. And I don't want to be tied down to one thing. I don't just want to cut. I don't know. Don't just want to do breast surgery every day. It becomes a bit boring. You want to be thrown in the deep end each time. Cutting the abdomen today, cutting a leg off tomorrow, doing a breast. It's just everything. You get to do everything. And there's constant learning. I love learning. I love reading new things, and there's constant developments in surgery. So it's a challenge, and it's constantly something new to learn.
Yes. So are you coming to our institution because it's good with surgery?
Vets.
No, it's SMU.
Yeah, I definitely. It's on the top of the list. UKZN.
Yeah. I'm at SMU. It's not Vets. I'm here at SMU. So
Definitely the prof there I've heard amazing things about. So yeah. SMU and UKZN, that's the top of my list for reg time. So
Yeah,
He's hoping I get it.
yeah. No, we pray that you
I
get it.
definitely will pray. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Doc. I don't know, any last words to the interns and the junior students that are coming? Any last words, then we close.
Your first day is going to be scary. Your first call, you will cry. It's fine. It's a whole new experience, and you just have to take it day by day. Like, you will be fine. You were trained. You know what you're doing. Don't be scared to use Google and EM guidance. No one remembers all the doses of anything. And always ask for help. Never be too proud or arrogant to ask for help.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Dr. Alexander, for your time. And we'll keep in touch. Doing my internship, I'll be around here next year. So now I know I've got a general surgeon to ask, or a senior reg to ask if I need anything or consult. So above all, thanks for your time, and I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, cheers. We're signing out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.